Breaking news tonight out of Washington, D.C. President Trump signed a compromise bill to keep the government running until February 8th. We have all the details in just a few minutes.
But first, a Wpbf 25 News exclusive. A thief goes to great lengths to break into a local pet store. New surveillance video shows the crook dangling from the ceiling tiles, but it didn't take long for police to track him down. Good evening. I'm Felicia Rodriguez.
I'm Todd McDermott. Thanks for joining us. Ari Heights live outside the Paw Depot in Boca Raton with a story about this. Ari, I won't call him a cat burglar, only on Wpbf 25 News. Ari?
I don't even know how to react to cat burglar. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go on to what I was planning on saying here, which is this is the store we're talking about. This is the Paw Depot, but that's not where the suspect broke in. No, he actually broke into this business. This is a vacant shop right next door, and then he was able to make his way across to the Paw Depot. And he might have gotten away with this burglary, but he wasn't counting on the security system.
I'm watching the video, and I'm literally watching him rob the place.
Matt Ashendorf says it was odd staring at his phone, watching someone break into his business.
It was very frustrating because you're helpless. You're seeing your business get robbed.
Ashendorf owns the Paw Depot in Boca Raton. Saturday night, his security system alerted him there was motion in the back room.
I thought that was strange. The store should be closed, so I logged into my phone and saw a couple feet dangling out of the ceiling. At first, I thought it was an employee, and I'm like, what are they doing in the ceiling? And then I see the suspect dropped down onto the refrigerator.
Police later identified the suspect as this man, James Bungay. They believe Bungay broke into the vacant shop next door, climbed into the ceiling, crawled across, and then dropped down into the Paw Depot. The security video shows the burglar locate the camera and flip it around, maybe thinking he's now in the clear, not knowing there are more cameras. He goes to the main part of the store. You can see him crawl up to the cash register and open it.
He starts clearing out the cash in the drawer.
And you're watching all of this?
While I'm watching this, I'm driving to the store, and I'm talking to 911.
And while Ashendorf is talking to 911, the suspect gets a call. Police believe from his lookout.
Really?
Telling him the police have shown up. Investigators say Bungay tried to run but was arrested as he left the store. A happy ending Matt Ashendorf was hoping for but didn't expect.
It was kind of like being violated. He was in the store. I was watching. I felt helpless. I was watching him rob the store, and there was nothing I could do.
And according to the police report, officers were able to identify Bungay not just with the video, but also with the cash they found on him, and also with the chocolate milk they found on him that they say he stole from the refrigerator in the break room here at the store. As for that lookout, they have not yet arrested. That's the very latest reporting live in Boca Raton. Ari Height, WPBF 25 News.
Today was a win for the country, certainly a win for the dreamers, and it's a win for moderation in politics.
So I'm glad we've gotten past that, and we have a chance now to get back to work.
President Donald Trump just signed a short-term spending bill to end a 3-day government shutdown. After days of negotiations and finger-pointing, Congress compromised on a bill that keeps the government running until February 8th. That's 17 days. Senate Republicans assured Democrats that immigration reform, including protecting the dreamers from deportation, will be addressed in the near future. Gloria Rivera reports from Washington, D.C.
The motion is adopted.
Day 3 of the government shutdown proved to be the last for now.
To do any victory laps for any one side would be inappropriate. We've got a lot of work ahead.
Lawmakers in the House and Senate passing a temporary fix to fund the government for another 3 weeks. The president placed blame on the far left, but Democrats led by Senator Chuck Schumer say Trump refused to negotiate.
The great deal-making president sat on the sidelines.
The White House claimed Trump was behind the new bill. Lawmakers said bipartisan debate is what got it done. Either way, the president sending this message.
We certainly want to negotiate and get to a place, and we're hopeful that we can do that over the next couple of weeks.
Success will hinge on the major sticking point for the Democrats, the fate of dreamers. The more than 800,000 undocumented immigrants brought to this country as children.
To all the dreamers who are watching today, don't give up.
Members on both sides now say Republican leader Mitch McConnell has pledged he will bring a neutral proposal on DACA to the table for debate.
It would be my intention to take up legislation here in the Senate that would address DACA, border security, and related issues.
Lawmakers have a little bit more time to determine the future of immigration laws in this country, giving themselves until March 5th. The pressure is on, though, and Democrats' only option would be to threaten another shutdown, which could cost them. Gloria Riviera, ABC News on Capitol Hill.
All right, Gloria, thank you. Meanwhile, back here at home, a warm, humid night across South Florida, also a little bit wet. We're tracking some showers. We'll update radar in a second. Right now, current temperature 74. Check out that humidity, really high at 82%. Up and down the coastline, kind of feels like summertime. Current temperatures in the low to mid-range of the 70s. And our first alert Doppler radar kind of looks like summertime. You can see just a few isolated showers, most of which are not quite reaching the ground here in Palm Beach County. Treasure Coast, a little different story. These showers moving from the southwest to the northeast at around 25 miles per hour. Notice the yellows. That is some decent rain coming down, moving towards Sebastian, Fellsmere, Vero Beach, and Fort Drum. So overnight, primarily for the Treasure Coast, to a lesser degree for Palm Beach County, some isolated sprinkles. But look what's coming our way tomorrow. Showers, even storms moving across the Big Bend, moving toward Gainesville, Orlando, Daytona Beach. That activity eventually working south. It means rain on Tuesday, including the potential for storms. We'll talk more about that when I'm back with South Florida's most accurate forecast in a couple minutes.
Mike, thank you. Firefighters are trying to figure out what started a 2-alarm fire that displaced 15 people, including 8 children. It happened at an apartment complex on South G Street near 10th Avenue in Lake Worth. Firefighters had to cut a ventilation hole in the roof to keep the flames from spreading to other units. At least 3 apartments are damaged. Right now, we are still working to find out if anyone was hurt. Staying in Lake Worth tonight, firefighters scrambled to put out flames at a golf cart repair shop on Industrial Street. Crews heading to the scene say they could see black smoke from I-95. They quickly knocked out the flames. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Police in Boynton Beach investigating a crash involving a Palm Tran Connection bus. It happened on Federal Highway just after 6. Officers say the driver of that Toyota Camry took off from a traffic stop, slammed into the side of the Palm Tran bus, then got out of the car and ran from the crash scene. The bus driver and a passenger on the bus were taken to the hospital. We're told their injuries are not serious. Investigators did arrest the driver of that Camry. Not a video you will only see on Wpbf 25 News. 2 women narrowly escaping getting hit by a train in West Palm Beach. They ignored the crossing gates and more. You can see the women running across the tracks. The gates are down, the lights are flashing. Full warning a train's coming, the horn's on. Seconds after they got across, the train goes flying right past. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Meanwhile, new electronic signs are popping up along Brightline's new route, warning people to stay off the tracks. This comes less than a week after 2 people died in separate accidents when they were hit by Brightline trains. Last week, Brightline management emphasized the dangers of trying to beat the trains by running across the tracks.
Bond is set at $50,000 for the local music teacher accused of sexually abusing a young student. Palm Beach Gardens police arrested Terrence Dwarka last month. A parent told investigators he taught her 2 boys at Trinity Christian School and recently gave them private lessons as an after-school activity. She says after taking them to the mall to buy Christmas gifts, the boys say that Dwarka drove them to a home, separated them, and inappropriately touched one of her children. 4 people spoke to the judge as character witnesses for him. More than 24 people from his church were also in court.
I wanted to be here just for support, that he knew we were here. I've had him at my house for dinner numerous times. He's a wonderful person.
The judge ordered Dwarka to surrender his passport and have no contact with the victim or any other children. Palm Beach County deputies have determined no one committed a crime in the case of a man who had been suspected of trying to lure children into his car. This is video we showed you last week of the incident in Boynton Beach. Investigators found the man in the silver car did not try and lure the children. He told investigators he was just trying to get them out of the rainy weather and the street. The man even called authorities himself to report it.
New at 11, a crash involving multiple vehicles leads to violence in Miami Beach. Take a look. Cell phone video shows a man bashing in the driver's side window of a BMW. Police say the driver refused to get out of the car. Then you see that woman who was barefoot kicking in the passenger side window. Everybody else involved in the wreck yelled for the driver to get out, but he would not budge. Police eventually arrested the driver, Dwight Silvera. He faces a DUI charge. Also new tonight, the people who know the Texas teenager accused of shooting another teenager at a high school just south of Dallas say he has a history of violence. A student at Italy High School tells the Associated Press she'd complained about the suspect at least twice. She claims he made a hit list in the 8th grade with her name on it. Then last year, that student claims the suspect got angry during class and threw a pair of scissors at another girl. She says he also threw a computer against the wall. Police have not publicly named him. They say he walked into the school cafeteria and fired several shots. The 15-year-old victim was flown to a hospital. Nobody else was hurt.
We'll take a good look at the man in this surveillance picture. Lake Worth police are trying to identify him. He robbed a Quick Stop on South 10th Street back on January 10th. Police believe this man served as the other guy's lookout. Both men ran away with the stolen cash. You can call Lake Worth police with any information. Tonight, an armed robbery suspect is in jail. Deputies report one of Aaron Villacampa's victims identified him by his clothing. Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office say Villacampa stole from a GameStop in Boca Raton last month and later struck again at another GameStop in Palm Springs. Investigators say the store manager from Boca Raton recognized the man's jacket in the flyer that led to his arrest. Villacampa now faces several charges.
A natural gas well in Oklahoma bursts into flames tonight. The search for 5 missing workers.
Plus, the thief takes off in a car with 3 children in the back seat, where officers later found the children sound asleep.
And Amazon unveils the future of shopping, how a new convenience store operates without cashiers or even cash registers. Mike?
And weather-wise, we've got that surge of moisture moving across the Gulf of Mexico, across South Florida, and check out that storm system in the middle of the country producing blizzard conditions tonight in the upper Midwest. For us, it's the return of rain. My forecast coming up. You're watching WPBF 25 News.
WPBF 25 News, live, local, late breaking, all day, all night.
The search for 5 missing oil rig workers in eastern Oklahoma grows more desperate by the minute.
Multiple explosions and a fire damaged a gas well. The Pittsburgh County Emergency Management Director says at least 3 medical helicopters landed at the site following the explosion. More than 20 employees were on site at the time of the emergency. The cause of the explosion is still under investigation.
Stop right there. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Hands. Move. Hands. Don't move. Don't move.
Tonight, a dramatic takedown in Central Florida. Body camera video shows the moment Pasco County deputies arrested a man wanted for nearly hitting an unmarked patrol cruiser. Deputies say the suspect kept driving. He also tossed several baggies filled with cocaine and marijuana out the window. A Texas mother is now reunited with her children. Police say someone stole her car with her 3 kids inside. The woman was paying for gas inside the convenience store at the time. Officers say she left the car running. Surveillance video from the gas station shows the thief jump out of a passing car and into the SUV. A maintenance worker later found the car in a parking lot. The children appeared to be okay. Investigators are still looking for that crook. Well, imagine a store with no lines and no cashiers.
In fact, you don't even check out.
It's now a reality.
Today, the Amazon Go convenience store in downtown Seattle opened to the public. The automated grocery store uses technology that lets you grab stuff and just walk out of the store, automatically charging you on the way out.
After a year of beta testing with Amazon employees, Amazon Go got the green light, and today it opened its front doors to the public to hundreds of shoppers.
It's pretty exciting, and yeah, I think this is world-changing.
Eager shoppers lined up bright and early this Monday.
Welcome to Go.
Excited about the grand opening of Amazon Go for the general public.
I think this is incredible. I think it's a real commitment to innovation, and it could make standing in line at stores as obsolete as using a checkbook is today.
I got a breakfast sandwich, some yogurt, Starbucks coffee, and some grapes for later.
Amazon Go is a new kind of store where no checkout is required. You don't have to wait in line or worry about cashiers. Shoppers just use the Amazon Go app to enter the store, pick up what they want, and go. Shoppers are recorded with cameras and charged through sensors on the shelves. Amazon charges the account and sends a receipt. A couple of people we talked to say they're definitely curious.
Well, I work in the area, so it's really fun to come and see what's been going on.
This is a really cool technology that Amazon has done.
I think that for me, I was actually surprised that the prices are very reasonable. I just sort of expected that with the added convenience, there'd be a surcharge on top of the whole thing.
Shoppers got a taste of high-tech shopping.
I love the quick and easy. I mean, I was in and out of there in less than 3 minutes, I think. I just grabbed what I wanted and walked out and didn't really have to talk to anybody, so...
And Mike says he's talking to people, so it's perfect.
I don't like to talk to anyone.
What it looked like was shoplifting, but it was an interesting concept.
It's really neat. I hope they do expand it into other big
for shoppers
cities.
who hate to talk to people. It's great,
not
right?
neat for cashiers.
Well, it's one thing to like go into a store. You're going to have to deal with people, but like on a plane, I'm not one to want to talk on a plane. I just want to close my eyes.
Well, Mike doesn't want to talk to anybody.
I don't want to talk to you two anymore. Let's begin with a look at the numbers across South Florida tonight. Nice and warm. 79 was our high today. Felt like South Florida today, didn't it? Morning low, 71, way above average. We're headed for temperatures very similar to that on Tuesday. One exception, not as pretty on Tuesday. Got rain tonight, showers, maybe some storms come tomorrow. Right now, current temperatures are nice and mild, mid-70s, a little cooler around Lake Okeechobee. Off we go. First alert Doppler radar tracking some light rain. Not all of this is quite reaching the ground, but 1 or 2 showers may. For example, here in southern Palm Beach County, notice this little guy right here moving off toward the northeast at around 20-25 miles per hour. It'll bring a raindrop or two through the wee hours of the morning across southern Palm Beach County. As we look at the Treasure Coast, you can see the showers here a little more widespread. And boy, these guys are booking. Moving northeast at around 25, close to 30 miles per hour. So let's track these showers. These are real, actually touching the ground. Moving across this part of Indian River County, arriving in Vero Lake Estates and Vero Beach before the strike of midnight. But the heavy rain is still farther to our west and northwest, really soaking Gainesville, just north of Tampa. That's part of a storm system that will move our way come tomorrow. Now, here's our future track. Overnight, a few sprinkles. And as you head off to work and school on Tuesday morning, mostly cloudy skies, some rain showers from time to time. This model not as bullish as our models earlier in the day, suggesting showers and a few storms in the afternoon. By the way, nothing severe, but nonetheless, the rain in the mix for Tuesday into Tuesday night, ending Wednesday morning. A little bit drier as we head toward Thursday and Friday. And unlike cold fronts in the past, this one not having much of an impact on temperatures. Overnight, for example, will be in the 60s, way above average. And then tomorrow, despite the cloud cover and the showers off and on with a little better concentration of rain in the afternoon, temperatures nice and warm. Once the front does slide through, temperatures will drop a bit. 73 on Wednesday, and as you can see, 76 degrees on Saturday. But again, unlike the other fronts we've dealt with so far this year, no big chill this time, just a lot of water. All right, forecast for tonight, showers, very warm. Overnight low 67 across South Florida tomorrow, warm and humid, certainly by January standards. Showers and a few thunderstorms in the afternoon, a high temperature of 80 degrees. For boating, not bad. Seas running at about 2 to 3 feet. Inland waters light chop. South-southeasterly winds tomorrow, shifting to the northwest as we head toward tomorrow night and Wednesday. First alert 7-day forecast, best rain coverage tomorrow night and Wednesday. Just a slight chance of a shower on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And again, comfortable temperatures, highs in the 70s with lows in the 50s and 60s. Maybe a better chance of rain Sunday night into Monday as another weak front comes our way. And that is your weather.
Mike, thank you. You heard Mike mention parts of the country dealing with whiteout conditions. Take a look at the blizzard in Minnesota. Heavy, thick snow blew sideways at 28 miles an hour in the southern part of the state. Snow falling at the rate of 2 to 3 inches an hour, covering the roads, severely cutting down on visibility. Drivers, as you see, getting stuck. Minnesota did issue a no travel advisory in several counties. Now to Ohio, where a silo collapsed and spilled, folks, that's corn all over a highway about 60 miles west of Columbus. Drone video showed the aftermath. The silo took down multiple power poles, knocked out electricity for about 300 customers, and that's a lot of corn. Investigators say part of the highway will be closed until at least Wednesday. While the cleanup goes on, nobody was hurt.
New at 11, 3 board members of USA Gymnastics are now stepping down amid the sexual abuse case involving the organization's former team doctor. Many of Larry Nassar's victims accuse the organization of turning a blind eye to the abuse. USA Gymnastics president and CEO Carrie Perry tweeted about the resignation, saying, quote, "We support their decisions to resign at this time. We believe this step will allow us to more effectively move forward in implementing change within our organization." Texas authorities are now investigating the famous training site for U.S. Olympic gymnasts. The Walker County Sheriff's Office would not release any additional information about the investigation at the Caroli Ranch in Huntsville. A spokesperson did say the office has an open investigation. Larry Nassar is accused of abusing some of his victims at the training site. Last week, USA Gymnastics cut ties with the Caroli Ranch.
And today, more of Larry Nassar's victims testified on the 5th day of his sentencing hearing, including the youngest victim yet to speak publicly. 15-year-old Emma Ann Miller told Nassar in court today she may possibly be the last child he assaulted because her last appointment came just before he was fired. She confronted Nassar with her mother by her side, saying, quote, "My hate towards you is uncontrollable." The victim says she was only 10 when she started getting monthly treatments from Nassar for a back injury. She says some of the sexual abuse happened in a supply room.
Nassar has done something few people can do in their lifetime, like how Kleenex is actually a corporate brand that many use in everyday vocabulary to describe a tissue. He has forever identified his name with child sexual abuse.
Emma Ann Miller says her mother is still getting billed for those visits from Michigan State University's clinic where Nassar worked. Nassar faces a minimum sentence of 25 to 40 years in prison for his conviction on sexual abuse charges after pleading guilty. His victims may number 150. He was sentenced to 60 years in November in a separate child pornography case. Comedian Bill Cosby is now performing in his hometown tonight as a springtime retrial looms in his criminal sexual assault case. The now 80-year-old entertainer took the stage at a Philadelphia jazz club, his first public performance since May 2015. Cosby is scheduled for an April 2nd retrial on charges he drugged and molested a woman at a suburban Philadelphia home in 2004. His first trial ended last year with a hung jury.
The TSA is now increasing its screening program for air cargo arriving to the U.S. from 5 countries in the Middle East. The agency cites terror concerns. TSA is requiring 6 carriers that depart with U.S.-bound air cargo from 7 airports in Egypt, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates to be subject to further scrutiny. The tougher screening procedures follow a foiled terror plot in Australia last summer. A senior ISIS commander shipped partially assembled components of a bomb on a commercial cargo plane from Turkey to Australia.
Well, tonight the matchup for Super Bowl 52, Pats versus Eagles, is set.
But it will cost you a pretty penny if you want to see the game in person. How many thousands of dollars tickets are now going for? But first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here's what we're up to tonight. Oprah is one of the co-stars of this film. Are you guys in, like, scenes together?
Yes.
No.
How much do you like football? Because if you want tickets to this year's Super Bowl, be prepared to spend thousands.
You better be a big Tom Brady fan. Yeah. Ticket IQ tracks Super Bowl ticket prices. The average resale ticket costs more than $9,000. The NFL sells the bulk of Super Bowl tickets through its own ticket broker. Both the Philadelphia Eagles and New England Patriots have partnered with companies to offer fans tickets starting at nearly $5,000 a piece. Super Bowl 52 is Sunday, February 4th in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
For $5, you can sit on my couch with me.
Is that a bid?
Yeah.
Starting bid at $5.
That's right. I'll supply the beer. Here are tonight's winning lottery numbers. You're watching WPBF 25 News.
WPBF 25 Beach and Boating Forecast, sponsored by Celebrity Cruises.